What's up everyone, and welcome back to the corner. And today I'm finally going to do a deck profile of a deck I've been grinding. Mainly just me and my wife played a little bit on Untap, and once you see the deck you're going to be like, it don't work. But you're wrong, it does work a little bit. I'm not playing meta, so I'm just having a good time, and I want to play stuff that's fun to me, and I don't want to play the same stuff everyone else is playing, because that kills all trading card games. The fact that everyone plays the same decks, they make the same plays, the same moves, it's insane to me. I want a little bit of a challenge. I do not want the deck to play itself for me. If I lose, I lose. I don't care. At least I had a good time doing it. But anyways, I was running Golden Frieza until Bandai crapped all over everyone and banned him, which everyone was so happy with. Whatever, so I had to go to my second favorite character, and that would have been Kefla. And I'm not so sure about the new deck coming out in the new set with Kefla yet. One thing is, I just don't like any of the leader cards with two people on the front. I don't like it. It's garbage to me. But that's just my opinion. Everybody else can love it all they want. So I decided to go with the Kefla Surge leader. And mainly, I just don't even pay attention to her activate main on her front side. With Awaken Surge, you can just do it whenever you want. So I just try to Awaken Surge on turn 1 or turn 2, depending on what I have in my hand. And that's when it gets real fun. When you get your lives down to 4, I usually always do at the beginning of my opponent's next main phase. I ditch a card from under her. You get to put 2, and at the beginning of my opponent's next phase, I choose up to 3 multicolored cards in my drop and add them to my hand. And that's where the pros and the cons of the deck that I put together come into play. The biggest pros is if I get my super combos or Goku Black Divine Prosperity, which is basically a free negate because he untaps the energy you spend, then I can survive and make plays and get some of the bigger cards out that I got. And the other pros are, at the beginning, my hand size is pretty big, but that's where the cons come in. If the game goes really far, I start to lose hand size pretty bad. And the other cons are, there's not too much free combo power in the deck, just the way I built it. But that's the way I like to play. It's all in or all out, and that's how I pretty much try to play all the decks. I don't care if I lose in 5 minutes or if I win in 5 minutes. I just want to have a good time. But the best part about this is she's my second favorite character on the show, and I'm going to try the new deck that comes out, but I don't really like what I'm seeing so far of it. We'll see. If I can run like a 16-20 card engine with it and then the rest my own creativity, that's fine, because that's the one thing that really hurts Dragon Ball, in my opinion, is people can't really be creative. They have to play what everyone else plays, and it hurts. But lately I've been seeing like Rising Phoenix Odyssey, he's super creative, and the people he brings on to show their decks, super creative. But with all that being said, I'll talk a little more about the deck as we go on. I love Kefla, one of my favorite characters, best waifu of the show, argue. Everyone can say Bulma, I say Kefla. But we'll start with the Z deck. Oolong, pretty much a yellow staple. You get a big power out there, 25-30, copy him. A lot of people run Mirror, you overwhelm, and he gets all that plus 5,000 for everything in the warp. I'm thinking about throwing him in every now and then, but I depend on dragging stuff out from my drop at least twice. If y'all know about a Unison card or anything that would place stuff under this leader, let me know, because I'm not sure yet. Ninja Nimba, just because I don't have another Android 21, but his auto is pretty good. Or his autos. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and bottom deck it. Or if you have 4 or more energy, when one of your opponent's battle cards is placed at the bottom of its owner's deck, switch up to one of your energy to active mode. And that's the embodiment of this deck. Constantly switching my energy up. Since they took Frieza away, I had to be creative, and that's where hit comes in. If you have 3 or more energy, when this card attacks or activates blocker, use up to 1 blue-yellow multicolor Universe 6 card from your drop in a combo with the skills negated for the turn. And sometimes I could drag out my Kefla and just keep recycling her, but her effect doesn't work, the super combo, when you bring her out with him. But what I care about is the end of it. At the end of the turn, switch one of your energy to active mode, and you also switch him back up to active mode. And so I run 3 of him because he's good. And then Cell, of course, you know what he does. He sucks up your opponent's board, assuming they don't have barrier on their cards. Anything 5 or less in. If you have 4 of them and you attack with them, then you drop them, then you switch them back to active mode, and then you can hit them with triple strike crit. so that's pretty good. Unless you're versing my wife, because she plays like 87 negates in her decks. And then probably one of the best blue Z cards, in my opinion, is Android 21. You can take one of your opponent's cards, Z stack it. You pick a keyword off of one of the two cards under her. And then, when this card is played, you can place the top card of your deck in rest mode in your energy, and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of their deck, which also is a big part of this deck, bottom decking your opponent's stuff. And then, like I said, you pick one keyword. So she's great. I don't know, some blue decks I don't see her in them, and I don't understand that, because she's definitely a staple. Then we're gonna get to the one-offs, and this is where I drive the OCD people crazy, but I love it. If it's not for one-offs, I ain't playing the deck. Like, I'm working on a pan deck that's structured, and it doesn't work for me at all. I can't do it. I need one-offs. Realm of the Gods, Black Kamehameha. If your leader is yellow, choose up to... And that's the good thing, she's yellow and blue. As long as it don't say mono on the cards you're playing, you're fine. If your leader card is yellow, choose up to one of your cards, and it gets plus 10,000 power for the turn. And then, I really like to hit it on my opponent's side if I can. Is draw one card, then choose up to two of your opponent's battle cards and switch them to rest mode. Because I got cards that could come out in that. Sometimes I switch in and out with my side deck. I got cards in there too. Then if it's your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So, always good. Forbidden Power. Your leader card is yellow. Your opponent can only attack with battle cards one more time. Great card. Probably should be running more of it. And then activate battle. If your leader card is yellow and it's your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and switch it to rest mode. Then you choose one of your yellow cards and they get plus 10,000 for the battle. Planet Vegeta, which I run in sync with a card I'll show you in a second, and the one-ofs. And I search it out, and then I bring it out, and then I'll show you what I do with it. But I'll probably ditch Planet Vegeta and the card that I play with it when I do hit Vegeta. For a couple of more Keflas that I want to put in this deck. Final Spirit Cannon, pretty basic. Choose one. Choose one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. Or choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, the energy cost of 4 or less, and KO it. Gone but not forgotten. I mean, come on. If your leader's not Bardock, you can't do both. But if you have a Bardock leader, you can do both of these activate battles. But I usually just pick your leader gains double strike for the battle. Love it. Darkness Eye Beam. Choose all of your opponent's cards and switch them to rest mode. If I'm in a pinch and my hand is crap and I draw him, I'll use him. Brace for Impact, a good extra. Give your leader plus 15,000. And you switch one energy back to active. And then you give one of your other cards blocker. This card, I've only been able to pull it out and use its effect once. But it just basically bottom decks and restands the energy you spend to get the activate main. Probably going to drop it. I just like it. I think it's unique and it's fun to play. If anything, I can slap it in energy. This card came in handy the other day. I finally got him out. You get a draw off of it. Let's see. The battle card your opponent is playing is played in rest mode, which is perfect for some cards I got in here. Usually I run Poutine and she would come out. But choose up to one of your blue or yellow energy and switch this card to active mode. And in your energy and switch it to active mode. Basil, he comes out. Choose up to one of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. Pretty perfect when you get him out. Surprise Attack Frieza, should probably be running more of him. If you knock out one of your opponent's battle cards, he comes from your hand for free, so perfect. Obuni, used to run 2 of him, but haven't been getting him out much, but I love getting him out and getting his tokens out. And then in your activate main, your opponent shows you the top card of their deck if it's a battle. At the end of your turn, you can switch a blue energy up to active mode. So he's good. I might put him back to 2 later on. I might have to go over 51 in this deck. My sweet spot seems to be 51. Now, to run with Planet Vegeta is this card right here. I draw it out, then I'll tap 2, use him in a combo, and then he comes into play and he just gives me a 20 double strike swing. And I get to draw a card when I play him. I might run him in a variation of Kefla and run like 3 of him or something with a couple of more Planet Vegetas. I don't know yet. They seem to work well at 1-1. Bergamo, this is the card I'm talking about. When I am able to switch an opponent's stuff to rest mode, he's limited to 1, but when I could get him out, it's super fun. And everybody should be playing him. If they ban him, I quit. I think it would be stupid. He's hard to get out. I mean, he's easy, but he's hard. You know, you got to spend 2 energy, and you got to spend the energy to get to rest mode unless you have some super combos or something, a free play you can rest your opponent's stuff. And then, of course, Trio de Dangers, just a good double strike. I haven't been able to use him that much, but I know I want to practice getting him out because I know the Z unisons are coming in the set after this one, and he's good at attacking unisons and stuff. Your opponent can activate counter skills in response to this card attacking unison cards or battle cards. When this card removes a marker from an opponent's unison card by attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards and negate its skills until the end of your opponent's next turn. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And Secret Identity Mask Saiyan, which I will probably switch out for Mira at some point. He comes in handy sometimes, but Mira would be better for late game after I spin my 2 drops from her and get my multicolors back. Mira would be a little better to me. And then something new I'm going to try is a unison. I took out one of my one-offs to try a unison to try to, if I could get him out, I'm going to get him out just to try and practice for the Z unisons coming. Hopefully there's something that could work with Kefla. If not, whatever, I won't even do it. I don't care. It's not a big deal to me. And then we get to the meat of the deck. 3 Senzu Beans, should probably run 4, but I don't want to go over 51 if I can handle it. 3 D Magics, both of those untap energy after you spend them. Kefla Super Combo, she bottom decks your opponent's card in rest mode. Perfect. Zalmusu, when you counterplay, the card has energy cost of 4 or less, it goes back to your owner's hand. And when this card is played, draw 1 card and switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. Perfect. SS Rose Goku Black Divine Prosperity, basically a free negate, because if your opponent has 2 more energy, you choose up to 2 of your blue energy and switch them back to active mode, so you're pretty much switching back what you spend, so that's good. 3 SSG Son Goku and hit Temporary Truce. Now they do have Aegis, and if I'm right, Aegis or Aegis, however you say it, you can untap energy with it, but I usually just use it because he's a free combo, and that can help me with some of my rivals later on. So that's most of the blue-yellow package there. Let me get it out of the way. And then a staple. Big shout out to Alexander Bug Lawrence. He cut me a cool deal on these. My wife needs some in her yellow deck too. I need to get her some. Robotic Riposte. Don't need to go over that. Y'all know what it is. Vegeta and Kaba Lessons Learned. Easy Arrival. Get that blue super combo in. Tap 1 blue or 1 yellow and bring him out. And you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less in rest mode and bottom deck it. And he has dual attack. That's what I want in this deck. My favorite card ever, SS Rose. Shout out Rising Phoenix Odyssey to show me this card on his most awesome and creative Frieza deck profile, blue and yellow. And when he comes out, he brings out 4 shadow tokens with blocker on until your next turn after you play it, and he untaps the energy at the end of the turn that you play him. 3 Bojacks. He's a good blocker. Comes out and you can switch one of your opponent's cards to rest mode, and they send their top card of their deck into their drop, so I like that. Now this is something I need to bump up to at least 3 or 4. When she comes out and this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, bottom deck it, of course. She's easy to get out. Run blue-yellow in your combo, tap 2 blue and 1 yellow, and she's a double strike blocker. And then if your opponent has 3 or more energy, which they will by the time you have a chance to get her out, and you discard 1 card in your hand, this card gains dual attack. And if you discard 1 of her, you draw 2 cards and choose up to one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. So that's why I need to be running 4 of her. And then 2 Hirudegarns, he'll always stay at 2 in any blue package I run. You activate battle, tap 2 blue and 1 generic. And if you have 2 or more blue and or green cards in your battle area and you play them from your hand, when this card attacks, your opponent places 1 card from their hand on top of their deck. And that's his other auto doesn't work unless you're running in with the Hirudegarn deck or whatever it is, Phantom Demon. And then you choose up to one of your battle cards and KO it, and add the top card of your deck to your energy, so another little ramp effect. And I like that, and especially if I got my tokens out, I'll just sacrifice a token, because why not? Unless I'm wrong about that, but that means I got cheated on untap, which I'm sure I did. But they said tokens are battle cards, so tokens go. And that's it for this deck. I'm about to show you the tokens in the side deck. Let me get this set up. This is my OCD thing. After every time we play, I put these cards back, and I could have swore I was running 4. Look, you got mixed up. See, I don't like that. 4 divine, any yellow or blue deck. I think I'm gonna run 4 of him. He's a great negate to get out. Basically free. But I've been loving this deck, and I can't wait to take it to our local game store and get it and try it out, have some fun. Real quick, I'll hit the tokens for y'all, check them out, and then I'll go over my side deck as you saw a little flash of it. For Obuni, when I get him out, my wife runs him now too as 2 or 3 in her blue deck. She's doing Soul Striker now. Shadow tokens, favorite part. If I could get 2 Goku Blacks and flood my board with tokens, it's hilarious to me. I don't even care if I lose. Anyways, the side deck, I'm thinking about putting in about 3 Unisons in this deck, closer to that new set, just to get some practice with Unisons. I might try some better ones, but this one's pretty good. I haven't been able to get him out yet. I just added this guy to side deck because he seems pretty easy to play. And choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Switch it to rest mode, and then you spend a marker, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 5 or less in rest mode, and KO it. So, I mean, that's not bad. Then Time Magic. Most people run like a playset of those in their yellow decks. I don't care. If I lose, I lose, like I said. My other Brace for Impact, because sometimes I run it at 2 because it's good. Death Razor, which... Oh yeah, Death Razor, which I'll switch out with Darkness Eye Beam every once in a while. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. Frost, just because he's a Universe 6. I might bust him in every now and then. I actually was running him for a few matches. Poutine, which she'll probably go back in at some point. But like I said, I'm going to probably drop Planet Vegeta and the Ape for another Kefla, and then Energetic Frenzy Kefla. She's a 7-drop, but if you have... you reduce the energy cost for every blue battle card in play, and she comes out pretty easy. I don't have any. Gigantic Crusher Bergamo. He's a blocker, and during your opponent's turn, he has 30,000 power. So, and he has barrier. This one, she'll probably never get into the deck. I just like looking at her, so whatever. Vados, I do throw her in sometimes. She costs 2. She costs 2 on your opponent's turn. She's a good counterplay, dual attack. Not bad. My other Obuni, sometimes I'll play 2. I really like Obuni. He's a blue staple, I think. My other Bojack, probably will never put him up to 4, but he's there in the side deck anyways. My other Surprise Attack Frieza, probably every now and then I'll run 2 of him, but it's not a big deal. If he had a free, 5,000 combo, that'd be a little different. Bardock, because you send your stuff to the warp, and then you knock out all your opponent's battle cards with 6 or more, with costs of 6 or more, and a lot of these, there's a lot of decks with that. And then I'll throw him in for fun, and I always hope to draw him if the game draws out, because y'all know what he does. He just wipes it out. It's so fun. But that's it today. See y'all later.